I want to break down something, and I'm going to be using this as a template for the rest of the shit I do for the rest of eons. All right? The game of hip-hop is like the game of chess. Okay? If you can grasp this right here, you're going to be able to grasp everything else I got to say for the rest of the evening. All right. So let's play a game of hip-hop chess, shall we? Or should I say, let's peep in on the game that's already in progress so that we may learn how the game is played. One must first learn the rules to a game before it can be played effectively, so pay attention. The rules to this game are not the same or as simple as playing the game of chess that you are accustomed to, which is more of a one-dimensional or two-dimensional opponent against opponent type setting. This is hip-hop chess. And since hip-hop plays by its own set of rules, if any at all, the way the game is played is much more complicated. It's played on multiple levels against multiple opponents simultaneously, which means there are enemies all around you. So focusing on one enemy at a time will get you eliminated from the game very quickly. All right, this is the first level of the game. All right, instead of me against you, it's Wu against Terror Squad, against G-Unit. Everybody got their flag up on the board. And this is the crab level of the game. But I mean, you know, crabs in the barrel. This ain't the real high level of the game. If you can understand that and what's going on, everybody's flying their flag, you know what I'm saying? You'll understand the rest of this shit. All right. There are players who are enemies on one level that are allies on another level and of the same bloodline on an even higher level of the game. For instance, back in the day, not too long ago, DMX and Ja Rule were enemies on one level, but both were owned by Def Jam on another level. And Def Jam is even part of a bigger family run by secret societies on the same bloodline or even higher levels. Think not. You see what I'm saying? So down here, DMX and Ja Rule was warring. But both of these niggas is down with Def Jam. Def Jam is a part of an even bigger conspiracy of things going on. All right? So, for the sake of the game, some players move like pawns, while others have the power of the kings, queens, rooks, knights, and bishops. So if you understand the game of chess, you know how the pieces move. Their positioning and characteristics will help you determine their status in the game. But don't forget that this is a multi-level game. So a player can be a king on one level, but only a rook on another level, and simply a pawn on an even higher level of the game. P. Diddy might be considered as a king on one level because he's a CEO who has power to make or break careers, but on another level, he's just a black CEO who's being used as a pawn by someone else with more power. Does that make sense? So when P. Diddy rocks this into the board, this is my chessboard, you know my handwriting sucks. When, you know, he's got power, but when he go a little bit further upstairs, he's just a nigga. What do you call a black CEO worth millions and millions of dollars? Nigga.
That's just like, you know, when you playing a game of chess. It's the hand behind the king and the queen that's the really one.
Oh, you stole my article? Something? All right. Then there are players who can appear to be kings, but are simply pieces with no power at all. The game is not gender-oriented, so when the queen player does not necessarily represent a female and vice versa. You got that? So it's not necessarily a female when I say queen piece of the board. Just the power that, just the one who moves on the board with the power of the queen. The game is filled with illusion and deception, so there are players who represent strong males like thugs and gangsters on one level that are really nerds and soft-spoken on another level, and straight-up homosexuals on a higher level of the game. Thug homos and shit. All right? And when they get up here, they're giving up their booty ritualistically speaking. You follow me? As my man Mos Def said, quasi-homosexuals is running this rap shit. Tall Israeli man running this rap shit. All right? So this level motherfucker give me a straight thug. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the image that they're portraying on the lowest level of the game. Up here, this nigga just minding his own business. But damn, that nigga ain't the same motherfucker. Up here, he's giving up his ass. It's part of a ritual. Okay? All right. Where am I? There I am. There are 4 main ways you can die in the game. Your character can be assassinated. You can be killed physically, mentally, or spiritually. Your enemies may choose to attack your character because they don't have to reveal themselves to do so. Since most people believe what they see and hear, they can simply spread rumors, lies, or misinformation that can render a player useless in the game. So they don't necessarily have to bump you off. They can, you know, kill your character. And now you fucking useless in the game. Ain't shit you can do. You know what I'm saying? Or he or she has to spend a tremendous amount of time rebuilding its image. The players that are physically killed are the only ones who are eliminated from the game for good. Sort of. You see what I'm saying? The energy of the physically killed can reincarnate on the board and, you know, and another player. You follow me? So the energy can reincarnate. For instance, Tupac was physically killed in the game, but there are numerous players still in the game who are constantly being compared to him or possess his energy. Ja Rule, 50. So even though Tupac is gone, they reincarnate on the board in his energy form. And start singing his songs and shit too. All kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that is. Right? So be aware. These players are dangerous because they could be out for revenge or take up the cause of the spirit that consumed them. The mentally killed are the players in the game whose minds are being controlled by someone else on the board. These players are usually pawns who just follow orders and are expendable. These players are equally as dangerous because they can wake up out of their stupor at any time to realize that they have been played. And this can jeopardize the money or status of the one who controls them. All right, take Mace, for example. He realized he was being pimped by another piece on the board, which was P. Diddy, you know, a few years back, who was operating on a level 2 of the game, making P. Diddy rich. So Mace pulled the plug and P. Diddy took a hit in the pockets. All right? So Mace woke up out of some stupor. I mean, he went to church, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? He realized that he was just a pawn on the board, and that screwed up P. Diddy's money on this level of the game. All right, y'all with me? All right. All right. The spiritually dead are the players who have sold their souls to someone else on the board in hopes of achieving greater status in the game. There are pawns who will do anything to become rooks, and there are rooks who will do anything to become kings. These players will sell out their entire race for a shot to move up in the game. Most of these players sell their souls when they have no power, so that when they achieve power, it's owned by someone else. So if you're a pawn in the game and you sell your soul, then when you actually do make a little move, that's power for somebody else because you sold your soul early in the game. You follow? So one must watch out for the soul catchers on the board, because the more souls they capture, the more power they possess. There are 3 basic levels of the game, and that's where I'll keep it the focus for now. One level is occupied by rappers, producers, independent record labels, and black music moguls. This is the lowest level of the game. Every player on this level operates like crabs in a barrel trying to come up in the game. There's no loyalty on this level, just hate. Rappers move on the board as a team such as Terror Squad, Rough Riders, The Rock, Cash Money. Each team has a flag that flies with its logo on it. This logo stands as a symbol of their power that must be respected by other teams or it's war. The teams consist of rappers who are pawns who just do as they're told, which can include anything from attacking an enemy lyrically to attacking them physically, as well as rappers who are kings that must be protected at all costs or their flag will perish. Jay-Z would be considered as a king because of his lyrical power and status. He must be protected or the rock will fall, which it has already fell because he was left unprotected in what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They isolate you, you kill the head, the body will fall. You know what I'm saying? Isolate your ass, or you do it on your own. However you do, once you move away from the core of who you are, that's your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because you out there by yourself now. You know what I'm saying? With no kind of protection. All right. Don't forget that there are multiple kings on the board at the same time. Each team must protect their king or they can't eat. Then there are those who fill in all the other positions in between. The player who moves like a bishop are the ones who never come at you straight up and down. These niggas are always on some sideways shit. That's the way the bishop moves and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're always coming at you at different angles, either with their lyrical style, business practice, or grimy behavior. They can be hard to figure out unless you understand and foresee every possible angle of their attack. You know what I'm saying? The players who move like rook appears to be straight up and down, but they could be on some sideways shit too. So these niggas appear to be straight up and down, but these niggas is on some sideways shit. Watch these niggas. All right? So don't be fooled by their straightforward attitude or style, because next move can go left. The player who moves like the knight is the most unpredictable player on the board. This is the only player that can change directions in midair. Niggas hardcore, then the niggas R&B. That's midair shit. You know what I'm saying? It appears that this player is coming straight at you, then in an instant goes left or right. He's hard to hit. He appears to come out of nowhere. This is the only player who can leap in front of other players, which makes his cloak and dagger game kind of tight. The queen possesses the power of all the previous mentioned, basically. The player who moves on the board with the power of the queen is usually the CEO's #1 rapper. All right? Because he has free reign to do what the fuck he wanted to. The CEO, then that number nigga, the #1 motherfucker he eating off. That's who I attribute to being like the queen on the board. This rapper is allowed to do as he pleases by the king. He can drop albums when he wants, gets expensive videos, and receives top billing. The CEO is king. He has to watch out for other kings as well as his own team trying to knock him off to capture his spot. Those players who enter the game without a team are easily knocked off the fucking board. You just can't come out with an album. Or, I'm Black Dot, I'm here now. If I'm not on the team, because let me show you how that shit worked too. This shit is like a fucking pyramid and shit. And on this side, let me just do some basic shit. You ever play like a susu and shit? You can't get paid until you bring other motherfuckers into the game. So in hip hop, I got to do you the way I got done before you. It's an initiation process. You know what I'm saying? That's why all these motherfuckers is coming up under the umbrella of somebody else. If you're on the board by yourself, like just on some more, I'm here, your ass is grass. Unless maybe Nas could have like rocked the board like that because his sword was a little sharp. You know what I'm saying? Huh? Oh yeah, he came up under the white boy. Search, yeah, we're gonna get in Search ass too a little bit. All right, level 2 is comprised of major record labels, radio stations, major publications, corporations, movie studios, and other media outlets. So like I said, the first level of the game, we're talking rappers, independent record labels, CEOs, all that kind of. Second level is all the corporate shit that control motherfuckers on this level of the game so they can get their money. And they're being controlled by the people we're about to break down now. The same rules apply on each level of the game. Level 3 is controlled by secret societies and elite government organizations, like the Illuminati, Knights Templar, Trilateral Commission, NSA, CIA, FBI, and even the Boule, which is considered as the Black Illuminati, whatever that means. The Boule would be the pawns on this level of the game. The object of the game? Control. All right? Level 1, control of hip-hop. Level 2, control of the corporations that hip-hop will make very rich. And level 3, control of the world through corporations. That's how the world is run, through corporations. So if you control the corporations, you pretty much control what the fuck is going on. Corporations will rule the world. This will be the new world order. Each player on every level plays their roles accordingly. Level 2 players are pulling the strings on players on level 1. And level 2 are the puppeteers for the players on level 3. This game is not played on a chessboard, but on a chessboard of life. Understand, when I say chessboard, as above, so below, I'm just trying to put it into a sense in which you can really understand this. Here's where the game gets crazy. Spectators who line up around the chessboard to watch the game aren't just watching the game, they are the game. So just like when you were playing chess, every time they move a piece on the board, they moving everything on the outside of the game. It's affecting your oohs and ahs, affecting what you drink and what you eat, affecting, what ringtones you got, all by the pieces on the board. This is what I mean by they don't have to control the world. They need to just control that shit in small portions. And they move these pieces up and down the board, and your life is in shambles behind this kind of shit. All right? Every move that's made on the board moves the lives of the spectators in one way or the other. The pieces on the board control how we think, what we eat, what we drive, and who we are. The hip-hop level defines our lifestyle. The corporate level drains our finances, thus controls our economic future. The elite level control our mind, body, and soul, making us new age slaves. He who controls the spectators wins the game. But the game is introverted. So while you're watching the game is watching you. But this book right here, you may not agree with his 50 greatest MCs, but you have to agree with the technique in which he came up with it. It's pure science. Pure fucking science, how he did this shit. And he said there's a God on the mic, so Eminem wasn't in it. He wasn't one of the, you know. Throw that out there, you know. Now, he did mention Eminem in some side note shit. He mentioned them, but in terms of the 50 greatest MCs, you know, he said there was a God on the mic, and that just don't mix. That's like Plaid and Stripes. All right. Number one, exactly. Number one was Melly Mel. I don't have any problems with that because the message may have been the most single important song that hip-hop came out in hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? It changed the whole way we did things in hip-hop, moved us onto a more social aware, you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so on. And it's ironic because things work in cycles. Elijah Muhammad dropped Message to the Black Man in the early 60s, and in the early 80s, Mel came with the message. You know what I'm saying? To hit us hip-hop kids with some information on that kind of level. Number two, which probably would have been my number one, but I'm going to respect his shit, was Rakim. He came and told you was God and had the lyrical sword to prove it. You wasn't fucking with him. Not in your right fucking mind. Even though I thought G-Rap could have took his ass. That's just, you know. But he was the God. G-Rap, you know, well, you know what? You know what? Okay, let me tell you. I'm glad you said that. The lisp is what really kind of messed G-Rap up.
You didn't hear it when he rhymed too much.
But if you a student of MCing and you study what he said, he wasn't fucking playing. And him and Ra went at it on one joint. When Ra did that, I forget the joint he did, it would change the ending. This time he came out rapping. Now I'm gonna tell you what happened. I filled the mic with explosives. And on number 2 of one of Ra's album, the song number 2, he went at G-Rap. And on G-Rap's album, the number 2 song, go back, I forget which one it is, he going at Ra. Just on some and I was a student of this, so I was able to pick and decipher what was going on and how they was doing it. Number 3, KRS-One. One. I'm not going to argue with that. Throw my X's up, dude. Shit. KRS-One, he did his thing, you know what I'm saying? Socially conscious. Big Daddy Kane. Ooh, the Big Daddy Kane. Serious. I'll make a muscle, grab to make a hustle. While you stand dazed in the maze, I'll bust a little rhyme with authority, superiority, and captivate the whole crowd majority. You know what I'm saying? I studied hip-hop on that level. I had to know who you was and what you did in case I saw you. Just keeping it real. That's what hip-hop was about. I'm from the BX, you know what I'm saying? We put it down like that. I kept, you damn right. You know what I'm saying? You damn right. And see, I never knew of Lord Finesse or Percy P. I don't know who. Because all of them was from the BX, and it was the lyrical masters. You had to be prepared and get your sword shot because it was swordsmanship on that level. Not gangsterism, no gangs and shootouts. Just when I see you and you see me. And to me, I had the advantage over all the niggas because they didn't know me. I knew then. You know what I'm saying? So that's the advantage. Kool Moe Dee, number 5. I'm not going to go through all 50. I'm just going to go through the top 10. Kool Moe Dee at number 5. Now, a lot of people got their panties up in a bunch because he called himself the 5th greatest. And he was writing the book, so it was kind of like biased and shit. I got to agree with that. Moe Dee, I mean, he changed the game of hip-hop. With that joint that I broke down on my Busy Bee, he changed the game of hip-hop. Triple rhyming shit, just moving it from, he made MCs have to go home and study. His vocabulary, his style, he looked like God. When he came out with them dark fucking shades on shit and that melanin was fucking there, he was serious. You know there's a lot of shit going on in his mind. I can't argue with that. Moe Dee, I'm gonna get in your answer a little later, but I can't argue with that now. Grandmaster Caz at number 6. That's a part of the trilogy. Grandmaster Caz. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Cold Crush, and Panic talked about that a lot, the Cold Crush, Treacherous 3, and Furious 5, even though they were groups, it was always one who was the leader who stood out from the rest that led the group and did their thing. Grandmaster Caz. No problems on that point for me, per se. LL number 7. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, but LL number 7. But you know, LL has been in the game a long time. Very nice, and he stays consistent with his info. He did, and you know something, he never drifted too much from what he did. So I didn't really have no problems with L. He came in on some I need love or I need a beat. He never tried to drift off and do no gangster shit. He never came out of his element. So big up to LL Cool J. Huh? Oh, well, that's the name of the game. Nigga gotta rob a few people. Chuck D. Enough said, Public Enemy. And listen, you gotta separate the message from the messenger. If I deliver this message to you, take this information for what it can do for you, and then say, fuck Black Dot. I got to go out and do my own thing. Shit, I might be in the booty club later, smacking some ass and shit, you know what I'm saying? Don't mean the information I'm bringing you is not serious hip-hop, you know what I'm saying? So, Chuck D, you know, he was fighting the power, you know what I'm saying? Radio, suckers never play me. Now he works for the radio, and they playing him. But that's just how shit works. Hey, I went to, like they said, I went to, you know, protest, and they was giving out jobs that day. So I said, you know what, let me get a job, man. Now, I love Chuck D. This is what I'm saying. This is what you gotta, the work he put down was for that period of time. Elijah Muhammad, he put down massive work for us, but he had a couple of chicks on the side. I don't have no problem with that, you know what I'm saying? But that's just, when you attach yourself to the messenger like that, that's a part of the mind control. Because once they take down and pull a chair out from under that motherfucker, you die. So all of these motherfuckers around here watching the board, when they pull a chair out from under your favorite motherfucker or bring him up on some scandalous charges or kill him, you die with him. You know what I'm saying? Because you're attaching yourself to the messenger and not the message. All right, at number 9. Who do we go with number 9? Notorious B.I.G. Who the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning. Crack of dawning. Now I'm yawning. That was my nigga right there. You know what I'm saying? I may not have agreed with half his content. You know what I'm saying? But I recognize the potential in a motherfucker like Biggie. Like I said, at any given moment, if he decided, you know something, I'm starting to read in and I understand what's going on and cross the fuck over, the whole system would have collapsed overnight. Because all of his followers on the board would have moved with him. It's just that simple. So even if you ain't talking about shit, but you control millions of minds, you're dangerous. Can't keep your ass asleep forever. And lyrically, we not gonna go there. The nigga will tear you a new fucking asshole. You know what I'm saying? So when I get, you know, when I do my articles, I get at some of the rappers and shit, but not from their talent point of view. Because we understand we're the most talented people on the fucking planet. I'm strictly just dealing with the effects of their talent. You know what I'm saying? Money, hoes, and clothes, that's all a nigga knows. Biggie sold more clothes than anybody. He kind of set us back from a spiritual standpoint because niggas was about money, hoes, and clothes at that point. And when the King of New York speaks it that way, what you gonna do? That's the power that he possessed. But his lyrical flow and his shit. True MC. True. And at number 10, drum roll, please. Now this one. Fuck it, I'm high, so. I'm drunk and I don't drink, so I'm gonna say what the fuck I wanna say. And this is my girl, Lauryn Hill. Now, how does she get in front of all of nasty ass MCs? What? This might be Mo's girlfriend on the down low. You fucking her? Yeah. Mo, you fucking her? Don't get me wrong. She could rhyme here and there, but she wasn't a fucking MC like that. You know what I'm saying? She was she did her harmonies. She could rhyme. She was very well respected as a female MC. Not just a female MC, an MC. But to say, put her in front of Nas, Pac, Jay-Z, G-Rap. Come on. Nas was number 11, just to give you a brief. Latifah was number 12. Notice I didn't call her Queen Latifah. They been knocked the crown off her head, son.
Okay, call her Dana Owens.
Yeah, she's Dana Owens.
Dana fucking Owens.
Dana Owens. And they do that symbolically. See, they do that symbolically. They stopped calling her Queen Latifah. And now starring Latifah. You know what I'm saying? Take the queen off, because when she was doing, her ladies first and she had that crown on, that was spiritual. That was that feminine energy. So they doing things on the spirit realm to affect you in your physical life, and you don't see it and recognize it. I'm curious to find out what the fuck Tupac was. Oh, Tupac was number 13. Ooh, that's lining it up with that 13 energy. What was number 13 again?
Power, dominion over others.
Power and dominion over others.
And the 13th letter in the alphabet is M. And if you turn the 13 around, you have the M over a foundation, meaning one who masters their foundation.
There you go. That's the M over the foundation. So, and Tupac had power and dominion over a lot of people. This nigga selling more records than motherfuckers alive. He got a new album coming out, ain't he? Yeah.
Album coming out.
And your man did the whole deal with his moms.
Eminem, yeah, he did the deal with his moms. Okay, that was really grimy. That was really grimy. But they got G-Rap at 14. Okay, he could have been much higher than that. And at number 15, Jay-Z, your boy, Jay.
Number 6, material energy.
See, now you're getting into high side. Number 6, the material energy. Because all Jay can bring down is rims. I'm going to keep it real. Not from a talent perspective. He can rhyme when he tilt his hat and do that Brooklyn shit and he do his thing. He's tapping in. From a lyrical standpoint, he's a beast. But he's bringing down rims and watches. When you look on the Tree of Life that I'm going to break down later and show you what he's attributed to, when you attribute that left side of the pillar, Bina, Jehovah, you know what I'm saying? That's the God attribute. When you start breaking down that side of the board, all he can bring down is rims and watches. So let's keep that real. All right? And the Tree of Life also has 3 pillars that go with it. A black one, a white one, and a gray one. Jay-Z came out with the Black Album in November of 2003. 35 years, almost to the date that the Beatles came out with the White Album, and then it was mixed by DJ Danger Mouse into the Gray Album. That's science. I don't know if he knows what's going on.
Of course.
Somebody knows something. Oh yeah, the architect. The architect knows something.
YouTube.com/openupyourmind101